Thanks for staying with us. So it's the end of the year, and many people use this season as a time to reflect on the year, reconcile friendships, forgive each other, give out gifts, share good times, and be there for your friends. But we've seen in the last few weeks that friendships have been going on all over social media. All sorts of people speaking against each other, fighting on social media or their friends. And we just thought to ourselves, it's the end of the year. Maybe it's time for us to think back to those friends who have hurt us or that we've fallen out of and see how we can reconcile in the spirit of the season. What are your thoughts on this? Are there friends out there that have hurt you so bad and you feel that you cannot forgive them? We'd like to hear your thoughts. We'd like to share. We want you to share your experience with us this morning. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also send us messages on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. So, as I said, social media was heated this weekend. I don't want to mention the names of the characters because I'm not really interested in their story. But it was so pathetic to see how people who were allegedly or supposedly best of friends come apart and fall apart and use insultive words to each other and use the most intimate experiences they had, shared, and put it out there on social media. And you're thinking, okay, I'm no more friends with you. Should we, find a way to respectfully part ways? Or must it get so dirty? And should we also use this time to reflect on those who have hurt us? Call them up and say, ask for forgiveness, or also, forgive them for whatever it is we've done to them. Let me start with Beecee. What are your thoughts on this friendship?
Some people are just toxic, and you need to avoid it to protect yourself. I've seen relationships go sour, and everybody just packs up their bags and quietly just moves on. They won't even gist you what happened. I notice you're no longer talking to this person. It's not working, and they move on respectfully. But this issue now that I'm seeing all over, that something happens and then all the secrets you have ever shared, you put it out in the open. It tells me a lot about you as a person. You are a toxic person. And the other person too, who probably made a mistake of befriending you, should be blamed. They should have noticed. So when you're making friends with people, you should pay attention to how they treat other people. I've always said it's not just about you, because tomorrow anything can happen. The same way they treat that other person, they will bring it to you. There was somebody who wanted to be friends some time ago, and I just realized that she had an issue with somebody else. And then she called me, she was venting, and she gave me the person's full biodata. She gave me the person's full account. Everything she has ever done for that person, she reeled them out to me on the phone. We're not even close, I'm just even looking at it. Will this work? Will this not work? When she reeled out everything to me, I just pinched myself. I said, Beecee, if you enter this one, if anything happens, you are out in the open. So there are people who are naturally like that. You should avoid them. Now, this Yuletide season, season that everybody is talking about, and people are trying to reflect and change their ways. I told myself recently that I am too blessed to bear grudges. I am too blessed to carry animosity. And so I consciously, deliberately started letting go of people I felt they had hurt me, even without having a conversation. Initially, I was saying, you know me now, if you do me, I will show you. I will have that conversation, we'll talk about it. After a while, I'm like, why are we going to go back to history and start pointing, it was you that said this first or you that did this first? Let me just let it go. And I forgive them. And I'm free. Because
when you forgive, you two have a conversation. Are you still friends with them?
Yes, I'm friends with them. Okay. I'm friends with them. And I've let go, even without having a conversation. So I'm putting myself in a space where I am walking in love.
Okay, let me pause you for a second.
Okay.
I want to understand. I'm sure I'll clear on this. Okay. So you're saying that if something happens, you don't necessarily need to thrash it. Just let it go and still be friends with the person.
Yes, it depends on the type of person. So there are people you've been trashing things with over and over, and it's getting nowhere. They're not listening to you. They don't get it. Yeah. It's just who they are. That's how they... I still want to have a relationship with you, probably because of work or whatever. I let it go and move on.
All right. Yeah. Mariam, your thoughts on this issue of friendship? As I said, this is a season to love, to share, to forgive, and a lot of people have animosity stored up against people. Now, I know, so your own experience, are there relationships you've had that have gone toxic and you feel that you would like this to use the opportunity to reconcile, or you just also agree that just let them go? And
it depends on how, on who that person is and what the person did, or how the person behaves, and what exactly caused the end of the friendship. Sometimes it's just that people get busy and you're not, or people move and then you're not in each other's spaces as often. And so, you know, you just go quiet. You used to call maybe once every week, and then you call once a month and you go silent. So those sort of ones I could use this. I normally like to use this period, you know, to call up people that I should have reached out to over the, you know, through the years, that because of work and just so many distractions, I didn't get to do that. But then there are friendships that are, that while we were friends, it was really bad. And if you know me, I'm a trasher and a talker of what has happened, can we talk over about it? But I can't do that forever. And so I just have learned to walk away. And when I walk away, thankfully, when I do walk away, I walk away. And sometimes you do not come to my consciousness at all. And I don't feel bad about it. I'm not wishing you evil. I want you to do well, but do it in your space while I do what I do in my space. But also, this is putting myself like I'm the victim here or the good guy here. Yeah. So I'm hoping that for anyone I'm in a you know, I've been in relationships with, and they think that I'm toxic, I think it's fair and you're right to stay away from me and take that time and enjoy yourself and be you. But if there's there's some friendships that have gone bad because you heard something, someone said something, but you never met the person to confirm. Did you really say this? And when you said it, what did you mean? You know, I always say, for me, I always leave people. I'm like, one day you will get it. So, but I just always, sometimes I think about it, I'm like, it would have been better if we had had this conversation. So I would go on and ask somebody, I heard this, that you said this about me, or you thought I said this. Why didn't we have this conversation? I like to do that too at the end of the year, and let's move on.
But there's some people, YK, that just make mistakes. Me, I know I goof a lot, you know. I make mistakes where you're my friend, but I do stuff that maybe I intentionally, you know my heart that, okay, I meant well, but the act is bad and is annoying. So in that kind of situation, when you have friends who hurt you, maybe they don't unknowingly or unintentionally, and things now develop and you know there's fights just because you've not sat down to thrash issues. In that kind of situation, do you think it's just, I mean, how do we fix this kind of issues before the end of the year?
Well, my own is this. I've lived so long and I've had fights. Yes, now I'm still
120.
Methuselah.
120.
Go ahead.
I've had fights. I've quarreled with people.
Yeah.
Fights where I don't think I'll ever talk to the person again.
Okay.
And now, I just see, it's like, what was all that for? What was all that for? Oh, why did I not talk to you? The thing has gone, it has come and gone, and there is no need. Life is too short. So, I'm not saying ever be best friends, but if you meet yourself on the road, greet yourselves, for me, at this age, I mean, if I quarrel with you today, tomorrow when I see you, I would have forgotten that I quarreled, and I'll come and greet you, and then you will now be...
Yeah, and then you'll be wondering, why is the person giving me attitude?
Giving me the cold shoulder, because I don't know, I've forgotten, because it's come and gone, you know? So it's, I don't even bear grudges anymore. If I think you're a bad person, and I know you're a bad person, or in my own mind you're a bad person, I will still greet you, I will just avoid you.
Right.
You know, I don't... Look, something happened recently. A friend of mine passed on. And another friend had not been talking to her, even though that friend had been trying to reach out, and then she died. If you see how this girl cried on the phone, if you see how she cried on the phone, and I know that it's because she did not make amends. She didn't accept that girl's offer of friendship. Come, let's move past this. So why? If you are going to cry because somebody died, cuckoo, be friendly.
Let me go on a quick break. We'll come back. We'll stay on that. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, so we're still on this issue of friendship, and I mean, it was so refreshing to hear from YK, because YK is over 60, and it's good to be able to look back and say, okay, I had these friends, it was not necessary. But there are some serious things people do to you, YK. Would you say that no matter how bad, I mean, you gave us a story during the break, I wouldn't mention the story, but in that kind of situation, if you were in that person's shoes, would you be friends with this person that really just do a lot of bad things?
I would be friendly, but I wouldn't be friends.
I like that. Friendly and not friends.
You know, we would still say, hey, hi, but still, we should be carrying load in and out together. But I would be friendly because I would be afraid that you would do that to me again. So,
YK, this just brought something to my mind now. Sometimes we like to carry people that are not meant to be carried into the future.
Hey.
There are friendships for a reason and for a season. It's not every friend that you are meant to go with in the long haul. It's not every friend you're meant to walk the path of life with. Some are there to help you in some way, and they fall away. Your path is your path, you're going. But the problem we have is that we try to drag everybody. Because I've met you, I've eaten with you, I've dined with you, we must go together. That's the problem. Also, we're in a hurry to call people friends.
I agree.
There are people that are supposed to be your acquaintances.
Yes.
exactly.
There are people that are supposed to be your colleagues. There are people that are supposed to be your hello, hi. That's just it. You now bring them in and make them a friend when they are not ready to take up that risk. It's a responsibility to be your friend. It's work. It takes a lot of open-heartedness, open-mindedness. It takes a lot of love to be in that space. They are not ready for it. They like you, but they are not in that space with you. You now carry them as your friend. If anything happens, they don't send you to that level. Yeah. So we need to find a way to discern. Compartmentalize. Who can I share something with? Has this person earned my trust that I can give you my heart? Have we gotten to that level? Let's put people to a test. Let's not be in a hurry to just, I've met 15 friends, all of them, we're following, come to my house, do this, we're eating together, we're dining together already. When in their mind, you're just an acquaintance. They are not ready for you.
That is so, yes, I do. I love that. But you know the way we live our lives now, where you meet someone, you hang out for lunch. So friendship also has taken on a new meaning. And that's why people would say to you that the friends that you have from when you were growing up, who knew you from your Gary drinking days, are the real friend, because you're real friends. Because right now, how do you really make friends? You go for a luncheon, you go for something, you meet a couple of times at the same event, and before you know it, you share common interests, you have mutual friends. And then they're like friends. And then they invite you for their events. And you feel that you're friends. But friendship is a lot deeper than that.
It is.
You have to, they said a person that is your friend has to have shared in your pain as well as in your joy. So we have a lot of people who are there for the good time. And they're always there. Oh, she came for my party. She followed me for this. She followed me for that. And then something really terrible happens to you. And you cannot find them. Because they're not truly your friends. So, and it's something I'm trying to also teach my daughter, especially. My daughter is very open-hearted. She sees people and she loves them. And she just loves them. And it reminds me of me and some of the hurts that I had to experience because of that way. And I don't want to kill that innocence. I don't want to kill that loving heart. But I understand what may be down the road for someone like her. People take advantage of people that way. So I'm trying to teach her how to wait first. Test them, see that they also like you back before you give all yourself to them.
English is really our problem. That is the main crux of this matter. English is our problem. Because in English, there is friend.
There's acquaintance.
In English, there is acquaintance. In English, there is
even best friend, colleague.
There is.
There are plenty.
There are plenty words, but in my own language now, in Yoruba, there is only one word, ore. Ore. So that ore, we have translated it into acquaintance, friend, best friend, bestie, sisters, pals for life, and all those
friends with benefits.
No.
What is
don't buy this one.
What is friend in Igbo?
Oye.
Is there any acquaintance in Igbo?
No.
You see, that is why I say English is our problem.
True.
So, And in Hausa, what's his friend?
There's Kawa for girlfriends, Aboki for
Male friends.
Yes.
You see? So
But I mean, going to this issue of friendship, because I think what Beecee said is very, very powerful. Because the truth is that there are people in different phases. For example, someone like me, as I grew up as an only child, sort of, you know, I have never been the, you know, I've always just been by myself. So making friends have been a difficult thing for me in my life. But I realized that the friends I have are those I went to primary school with, or those that I went to secondary school with, those that know that they can call me, Timmy can come to me in my house, or that, you know, people that you grew up with, but people you meet around and growing up. There's always that difficulty for me personally now in having that, because I always feel like, hey, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be looking, in fact, I'm so bad. When I try to start a friendship, I'll not put bullet points of maybe hot topics, just be gisting the person.
Are you kidding
like,
me?
Because I'm looking for what to say, because I'm just there looking at the person, and I don't know what to say. So I'm just with my friend, okay, hey, so about this thing, this thing, that, you know, I just started looking for something. But my husband finds it so easy. I mean, this guy, because he went to, he tells everybody that in almost like 25 years of his life, he lived with and was raised with the same people. He was born in OAU. They grew up with almost like 100 families. They all grew up together. So he has like tight knit. There's nowhere Brown goes to. There's friendship. But for someone like me, so it's always difficult for some people. That's why people misinterpret people like us as unfriendly or a bad friend, or they see, that Mariah, she's always feeling proud. But it's just that I don't get gist.
Me, I just go with people who like to talk, and I just listen. Because I really don't have gist. So I'm like, oh, you're such a good listener. Like, really, because I don't really have a lot to say, but just let's hear you talk.
Comments from because I have to wrap up on this. Friendship, but are we, so now, I also want us to leave with a final comment on Christmas season. What are we doing? What would you advise people to do with friends who they've fallen out with this year? What should they do going forward? Waike, let me start with you. Or let me start with Beecee and come to Waike later.
Okay, so we just advise to love, have an open heart, forgive easily. Because the truth is, you're not perfect yourself. You must have hurt other people, and somehow they found it in their hearts to forgive you. So ensure that you forgive people. No matter what happens, protect your mental health. It's very important. So if you have a relationship with somebody and it's not working, it's okay to take a walk. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to say, I'm not doing again. It's not by force. But do not live with animosity. Always leave space in your heart to love that person, even if it's from afar.
Okay.
Okay, I was reading some comments. Last comment, I don't know. I have no last comments. I just wanted to just share this story. My father, he had, when his house was Kalakuta, before they burnt his house, he had friends that used to come into his house. When they burnt his house, I don't think the friends remained 5 that came around to even see how he was. But they were eating and drinking with him every day till the house was burnt. And when the house was burnt, I never saw any of them again. You know, so that's how you know when your friend stands the test of time.
With you.
Is behind you in times of need, not just in times of enjoyment.
And for me is, I think a lot of people do not know how to, when a relationship ends, what they are meant to do. They think that that's the time that they should make the person look bad, and, you know, all the things that they say. You don't have to do that. You can end a relationship and walk away peacefully. You don't have to bring up all the things that you had discussed and share it and make the person look bad. You can just walk away. Yeah. That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. And I like to remind everybody of what Michelle Obama said: when they go low, we go high. So when your friends go low by going on social media, insulting you, or throwing out your secrets out there, you stay above that.
Yeah.
And you just
don't have to retaliate.
Until you're cool and stay mature, no matter what. So this season, forgive your friends, love others, have a great day.